It was kind of cool. My buddy, he let me know that he was founded on BrickSeek. He had it verified through PopFinder. That he was going to be going to a Target to get me a Baroness. He said there are two there, one for me, one for you, Dave. And he ended up going to this Target in Baltimore. And as he got there, he said he saw this other guy with glasses just scoop them both up and just run. So I don't have a freaking Baroness tonight because of some guy in Baltimore apparently found the only two up there and scooped them up.
I wonder
I wonder
who that.
I'm ticked off about that. Hey, that's a nice.
Wonder who that could be.
That's an unfortunate story.
At least he didn't like trip you and push you down to the ground and take the.
Dude, I've already been beaten and battered the last couple months. All right, so this was just like, I can't wait.
Yeah, Joe got beat up over a Starscreamer, a $30 Starscreamer.
Yeah.
Some wounds may never heal.
Has anyone seen Matt's body? I mean, have you seen Matt?
I mean, I have.
It's kind of strange that story gets brought up and he's not here tonight. What's up with that?
By the way, that barbecue was amazing you had the other night, Joe.
Joe, is that a bloody Under Armour hat and sunglasses in your back?
Yeah. I mean, still fresh.
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
No. Oh, Nightwing, I will PayPal you.
See, that's some real camaraderie, when you have.
Dude, okay, this is not a joke. The next convention, I swear, Nightwing and I, we're gonna look at each other from like either at the hotel bar, and we're gonna be like walk up and be like Nightwing, you son of a bitch, and just do that freaking predator arm thing, flexing our biceps, and the testosterone wave will knock everybody away. Just saying. Nightwing, you son of a bitch.
Well, you got until October to acquire some testosterone.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at you. I'm
I'm
looking at this.
21.
I'm looking at you.
Oh.
Hey, it's a choice.
Yeah.
Or it could be that I'm so manly from the neck down that all my hair just falls off.
I just shaved an hour ago.
See, when you say like you're so manly from the neck down, I just think like that scene from Scary Movie with the hedge trimmers. All right. What's up, everybody? It's Thursday night. It's 9:00 here on the East Coast. Time may vary if you're watching us live on the West Coast, but we are Figure Action. We're coming to you live from YouTube. If you're watching us here live, make sure you pop into that live chat where we love our audience. We love interacting with you guys, and we'll talk at you through the course of the show. A lot of times, also, we love feedback. We love pulling people into the conversation, so make sure you use that chat. Also, if you're watching us here on YouTube, kill boss to slam that like button. Really helps us out. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you can see when we come out with bonus content. Joe, you pulled up some stats the other day that some of our watchers aren't subscribers. And
can you believe that?
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. I mean, that someone would click a video and not click. That's only one extra click. Like you already clicked. And then it's just one extra click to click the little thumbs up button. That's all it takes. Now, you could shorten the first one to just one click. We really don't have to click. Just to give us a click, and then use the second click for the
Maybe they click on the video by accident.
Chicken fried steaks got the right attitude.
Exactly.
The chat crew.
Dude,
come on
the
now.
Chat crew, if you're watching on your computer, the chat crew here or the chat crew there.
And Sportimus gets you right in your tracks. That is kind of like
Captain America.
Behind there. You know what? Actually, hold on. We're gonna go mobile.
Time to go mobile.
Are you in the bedroom?
No, he is.
Oh yeah. You know what? Quick impromptu.
Are we getting a tour?
I did set up a mini geek display.
I mean, it's not really home without it, is it?
No, it is not. So we'll talk about some of that a little later. No, actually, I set that up this afternoon. I set the cube and everything, but I put the figures on this afternoon. Felt so therapeutic, let me tell you.
It
looks like a pretty
nice apartment.
Yeah, pretty decent sized apartment.
Oh, it is. Okay, there we go.
Awesome.
Plus, I made sure the hat did not get put in the pack rat.
Right on. Oh yeah, nobody's repping shirts tonight. We were kind of counting on Matt.
Oh, what the hell am I?
But
you know what? I'm gonna go.
You're gonna change.
I'm gonna go change my shirt because I'm wearing a freaking work shirt, which I shouldn't.
Well,
be
wow.
anyway.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to remind our audience that if you want to help out our channel, you can go on our Teespring store. We're going to go back and we're going to start putting those Teespring links in the video descriptions. But it's Teespring. Just search for Fap Shop. You can find, oh, there we go. Hey, there's another thing that didn't go in the pack rat. The Figure Action Podcast t-shirts. We have some of the lowest priced t-shirts out there. When it comes to geek-based podcasts, helps out our channel, helps keep our bills down on StreamYard, and all the proceeds go into future products, projects for the channel. So check us out on.
I didn't know you were. There we go.
There you go. You can get the 80s action or the Mandalorian style. I believe there is also the Pornhub one available still as well. So,
Jesus, Sportimus.
All right, now.
Oh man, that's some straight venom coming from Sportimus. There we go. And Joe's got the hub version of the shirt.
There we go. Much better.
So, yeah, if you're in need of some t-shirts, check us out on teespring.com and do a search for the Fab Shop.
We have not forgotten that we want to give one away, so let's figure that out. That's our goal. Before we log off tonight, our goal is to figure out who's getting a shirt.
So I'm going to put up a video this week, and it's going to detail how you can win a shirt.
Oh,
and all you have to do is, I had a hashtag last week. I think it was Fab Shop. But we'll announce.
Steak should get a shirt just because of the name. It's an awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a.
He's in Canada.
And Sportimus had that sick burn.
Sportimus is always good for a sick burn on Dave.
Usually that's Nightwingham.
That's true. It's pick on Dave night. All right. Well, let's find out how the crew's doing. Well, Dave, we're gonna save you for next to last. But we're gonna start off with a man you might know, hopefully you love, and hopefully you've clicked on some of his videos because he's got a lot of content. A lot of content. T-Man 978, how the hell are you? I'm jealous of what I'm seeing going on in this background right now.
Oh, there's so much jealousy I got going on here.
That's a lot of stuff.
I am awesome. I'm not going to go that personal, but I was able to get to, because of, what do they call it? Pop Finder. I saw that they had 2 Baronesses at the Target right next to my job, and I happen to go to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and go into work Tuesdays and Thursdays, and bam, both of them were there. I got there literally like 10 seconds before another guy came in there looking for them. And he was like, "Oh, you buying both of those?" I'm like, "Yeah." But really? I picked it up for someone else. I didn't buy it to scout.
One of them were not me.
Did you assert that you were T-Man to the guy? I would have been like, "I'm T-Man, motherfucker," and just like knocked every toy off the shelf as he left the aisle.
It's like a Chappelle sketch of keeping it too real.
So then that guy goes online and he's like talking about the time he met T-Man.
You might be doing that somewhere. I was just talking about in another group chat I'm in, like 2 of the guys are getting like hate messages from people that used to be their fans. And I was like, I wonder if there's a I hate T-Man group somewhere. I'm like, there probably is now.
Let me guess, is that group the PlayStation 4 Life group?
Huh?
He said he's in a group with I'm not naming names, but is it PlayStation 4 Life?
They call our chat the other guys. With Dog reviews and Life of Brock and George Plastic Addict. Check Chucker and Neat's in there. But I got a bunch of crap. Awesome. I'm gonna hold up the whole show. Yep, I got this Friday. You probably saw my review. Everybody in here should have seen it. And he ain't that bad. Look at this. Look at that. Everybody bought it, got it, reviewed it, hated on it, and didn't even try to do anything. But look at this. Just with a few twists here or there in this thing.
Your posing game has been going amazing lately, man. Seriously. We got to get you to ACBA.
I need to take a picture of this because I don't have a picture of that.
Does it have pretty much standard Mezco arms and legs, or do they do anything different?
It's the Joker body, basically.
Gotcha.
He got single jointed elbows and no bicep swivel. But that abdomen is nuts. I actually got a lot of crap. Let me speed this up. TE Mirage. I need to review that. I put up the review for this guy today. Dune Runner, formerly Dune Rider, which I just found out Dune Rider is a derogatory term for Arab people.
Jesus.
What?
Randomly just found that out.
Well, it's not like Transformers doesn't have a history of that.
Yes.
If you remember the town of Carbamia.
Yeah, that and slag being derogatory.
Well, slag was a type of rock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Slag is what's molten leftover molten metal.
Yeah.
So if you are pouring metal into a crucible, the stuff that gets the excess is slag.
It only counts over in UK or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Basically,
now, I reviewed Nate's version of this, but this one's going to be mine because Matt, the bot supplier, decided he didn't want it anymore. So he threw that on my tab. Cobra Island Roadblock. I bought him as a consolation prize when I couldn't find her or the Cobra Trooper. I randomly picked up Peter Parker. Nate sent these eraser dudes with this. So now I got like 3 of these things sitting around because Sony randomly sent me one of these, but it's actually red. So I'm gonna have a bunch of Chinese knockoff eraser people. Oh yeah.
As opposed to official eraser people.
Did I have this guy? I don't think I did have this. Well, look at that. They didn't do the face print, but certain angles, that looks like a real dude. And the Baroness. Still learning her. Only thing different between her articulation and Scarlet or anybody else in the line, she's the only one that doesn't have boot swivel so far. But her torso articulation, I don't know. I'm messing with Scarlet off camera.
I don't know with her
level.
With her boots, isn't thigh swivel technically boot swivel?
Probably. Yeah, looking at it, yeah. Well, I'm happy they didn't give her heels. They gave her regular flat feet because you know how people with heels do with ankle pivot.
Not only that, but a character with heels on a motorcycle.
Let me check to be sure. Yes, she has regular ankle pivot. She doesn't have swivel.
Well, that chicken
and her elbow pads
ran away from a dinosaur in heels, so you can do anything.
She holds that helmet beautifully.
I didn't expect that. And she has a hole in the back, so you can put one of these bike guns on her back. And she has 2 golden Duke guns put back here. And where is it? Must have fell off back here. A little knife with a cobra on it.
I need
See,
her.
this camera actually focuses better. Yeah, she comes with a lot of crap for it to come with this big bike. And this bike is huge compared to, let's see, one of these bikes right here. It's way longer.
I saw a cool picture where they put that helmet on a Cobra Trooper to become a bike Viper, and it worked too well.
I was just thinking, like, when I was messing around putting Scarlet on a bike, I was like, this looks cool, but she should have on a helmet. And then the fact that they actually thought to give her a helmet is awesome. I don't think any of those Marvel Legends Rider guys has helmets.
Punisher.
So, what's going on with Scarlet there? You reenacting the final scene of 7?
No. I had her on. Where is it? Damn it. I don't even know where it is. Here it is. I just had her on this orange bike, which is way smaller than this Cobra coil right here. I think that roadblock.
Now, does the
Roadblock is
motorcycle
cool.
Does the motorcycle do anything cool? Like, is it just kind of like a static piece, or does it have like any?
As the kickstand, you can connect these rifles to the side. The handlebars actually rotate. They're on the ball. One of them isn't attached. It's a big ball joint that you have to force in there. Apparently, that review that Matt was sharing everywhere said she couldn't do it, and it actually rotates.
Oh wow!
The wheels are, if they're not rubber, it's definitely a hard but still pliable plastic.
I don't think I need to repaint that.
You'll probably want to put something on this red. This red is just basically basic bright red. I'm saying I have some paint error right here. That'll focus. Yeah, black marks. As soon as I started pointing on it, it disappeared. But you'll probably want to put a wash on. All of this is just plain bright red and plain bright silver.
Maybe a wash on the metal. I don't know. On the chrome.
But this windshield is multicolored, as you can see right there. But everything feels substantial. She comes with a lot of crap. She's good to go. And I think I'm good to go as far as.
Well, I know you said you were going to get. You said roadblock, and then also I don't think you showed off Peter Parker.
Roadblock is cool. Only thing I don't like about him is he definitely needs to be beefier in his body. When you turn, like from the front, he's okay. But when you turn him for like a pose, it just looks like his body is way too skinny. And Peter Parker, these glasses are ugly and dumb.
Yeah.
I've been thinking that since they first showed it off. I don't even know what they were thinking about.
They're trying to make him of the Arthur from
The Tick.
Yeah, there's big, huge
goggles. He's reflecting the Steve Ditko version of Peter Parker.
Yeah,
right. And I'm like, but all the packaging is '90s Peter Parker.
Yeah, but it's the whole retro feel to it all.
Oh man,
they should have done a head sculpt of like the '90s animation style. They should have done both.
I'm actually going to probably get a second one for him just so I can rip the glasses off one of them. Because he's got eyes behind it.
Yeah, he does. And they look good.
Oh, there you go. Just take the glasses off.
Well, as I said, I think I'm going to get myself a second. Well, I'll get to my stuff. I'll talk about it.
Oh, man. Some type of ladybug gets flying around in here. All right, that's it.
Very cool. Next up, Mr. Joe Crab. How the hell are you?
I'm doing really well. I don't have a toy haul to show off, but I did. Well, the family got something this week.
Oh yeah.
And so I have a picture or some pictures that I can share if I can manage to click the right buttons. There
no cameo.
Yeah. So
who's a goodie?
This is Ellie, a pit bull terrier. It's our new family dog, and that was my youngest stepdaughter, Melody. It's mainly her dog, but yeah, we went to shelter and
Like Sportimus.
I can't see the comments right now. What do you
He
think?
said
Yes.
another Tesla.
I might have earned enough to buy another Tesla this week, but I'm not.
Is it a robot dog?
The dog is so chill, dude. Like, listens really well. It does not run around, tear stuff up, doesn't bark. Like, if like I was worried about getting a dog because I was like, I don't want a dog, like, because I'm not really like a animal person, but I don't want a dog that's gonna get into everything. I like, a nightmare. Like you do. I watched that movie Marley and Me. So
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
that movie like has basically like ingrained in me like I don't want a dog. But this dog's really good, and she's just lazy. I mean, pit bulls I've always thought were like really high energy, needed a lot of exercise, get into everything kind of dogs. But this dog is super.
They can chill out. Yeah, they can chill.
Yeah,
How old is she?
She'll be 5 next month.
Yeah, so she's had her time to.
Yeah, she just lays around.
Yeah,
and she doesn't get like, even when we take her outside, like she goes out and does her business and sniffs around, and that's it. She wants to go back inside and hang out. So yeah, we're all really happy with her, and she's adapting. We still it's been the first week, so
it's awesome.
Yeah, the cat has not come downstairs since we left the dog home, and the dog has come upstairs a couple times, but it's been amazing. Like I guess the dog had to have been well trained before, because dog starts coming upstairs, and all I do is like I just point down and I say, "You go downstairs." Turns around, goes right back downstairs, listens right away. Well, very well behaved, well mannered dog.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're really happy. And I'll be honest with you, like, as much as I'm not a dog person, I'm not an animal person, I kind of like having the dog. So I wouldn't say that I'm like, I mean, really attached yet, but I would say like it's nice to have a dog in the house.
I advocate for dogs because no matter how shitty of a day you have, and even if everybody else in the house is pissed off at you, that dog is always going to be happy to see you.
Yeah, dog is, yeah. And she's just always, like, when I come home, she comes up and walks up to me, but that's the things, like she doesn't jump up, you know what I mean? Like, she's not, you know what I mean? Like, she just kind of comes up and says, "Hey, how you doing?" It's just like,
yeah, it sounds like she was trained, because
yeah.
It's Food Guy.
What?
I have no idea.
Guy.
Oh, Food Guy.
Feed him? Oh, feed her, I mean.
Oh, well, we all feed her. So, but yeah, that's all I got this week. I didn't get any new toys. At least I don't think so.
Ellie, go check to make sure there ain't no more clickers out there.
So, Dave, how are you doing?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Dave, did you get anything new this week?
Actually, I kind of did. I mean, aside from a new place, new domicile temporarily, our house is on the market. So hopefully we'll start getting some solid offers in this weekend, because apparently about almost a dozen people have walked through it already, even though it's been a day and a half on the market.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Crazy. We've... Oh, yeah.
How many offers had you had?
Just the one open door one. So,
has Nightwing made any offers yet? Because I hear like he was interested in that house. It's like a collector's item.
Exactly. It's got the built-in shelves.
You could own the house that Dave, True Starscreamer, lived in for how many years, Dave?
I lived in there for a decade.
There you go. His essence is just ingrained in the house.
The only thing cooler, though, than getting this new place, though, is getting new figures from Nate Simmons, the toys, just so you know. So just remember, having a new house is nice, having a new job is nice, but getting some new stuff from Nate Simmons will always be a good thing.
Did you get anything new from Nate Simmons?
Not yet. I've paid off my bill, though. So right now he's just got a stack of stuff with my name on it.
Did I say I got this Mirage from Nate?
No, you didn't.
Oh, you didn't say you got it from Nate. Never mind.
I did say I got those little erasers from Nate.
Yes.
If Nate's listening, he can send all your stuff to my house, and I'll hold it for you.
Well, and what's going to happen is when we get the house, like one day, like this big UPS truck's to be like, "What the hell?" And then I got to sneak it all into the house before the wife finds out. But I did get some cool stuff. This is only I did get the UFC Conor McGregor as well as the John Jones. I don't have them here because I've got them posed perfectly, and I love about 98% of those figures. They are absolutely near perfect. I don't have a garage yet, Nate. When I get the garage.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
One, the hips are a little tight. I don't know if they're ratchet or not, which is pretty cool. And
They
then
are super ratcheted.
yeah. And then somebody pointed this out. On those UFC fighters, they don't have nipples. They just
You've
so
ruined them for tea.
They're
No, they do.
they are Ken chests.
No, John Jones has it. They're just not painted.
Okay.
I can see it with my naked eye, but they're not painted.
Now I can see, like, when you start your repainting, Dave, you're gonna paint nipples on them.
But seriously, even if you're not a huge UFC guy, definitely get at least the Conor and the John Jones. This is probably some of Jazzware's best work. It has definitely put a new standard for a $20 figure. I mean, they're better than Star Wars Black figures, period. You get soft goods, you get accessories, you get multiple hands, multiple heads. I'm sure if you just watch a T-Man review, he'll say the exact same thing. But, this is just my opinion because I've had fun messing with them. Except I can't photograph anything right now.
Sure you can.
Oh, sorry, hon.
Sure you could photograph Meg.
I don't have my camera.
You have your phone.
It's a piece of junk.
On our Instagram, all those really sweet pictures, like
yes, but this Galaxy, this Galaxy has got a scratch on the camera. I'll have a line going through every picture.
So your pictures look like some of the pictures people send me.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, what I was getting at was all those pictures were taken by me, and it's all from a cell phone.
I know, but I'm just saying. But anyway.
Dave destroyed his phone.
And how about I switch to drawing? You could draw like
draw your figures
like a oil painting of your figures instead of a picture. I don't think anyone's doing that. Like you could have a new.
That's what Prisma is. That's what Prisma is for.
Yeah, handmade.
Trustarscreamer.
Anyway, I was also in Target today, and I did pick up the Dino Charge exclusive Black Ranger. So I'm excited for that. Finally able to find something that's a Target exclusive in Target. So that'll get on the shelf. Of course, now that I threw out all my boxes, I have to throw this box out. And god dang it, I love these boxes. They're nice. But got him. And I got the entire Spider-Man Retro Wave, which they have some of the highlight pieces, I have to say. Like, for example, the Green Goblin figure. If you don't have, definitely get that if you like the Green Goblin, you need that Green Goblin figure. T, did you get that new Goblin?
No. I only have Spider-Man and the civilians.
Get the Green Goblin, and you have White Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
So you can actually the Green Goblin actually has a redone Goblin glider, and it's got a ball joint in there, so you can put the flight stand in it.
Cool.
So that's pretty awesome. But I like just about all the figures of that wave. Like I said, I might want to get a second Peter Parker because one, I'll have a suited body, and second, I can tear the glasses off it. But this Spider-Man is near perfect, except he doesn't have wall crawling hands. If he had wall crawling hands, he'd be perfect.
That and webs. They should have did a deluxe.
Yeah, but I got enough webs. I make so many damn webs.
Right.
The Game Reverse ones
and a face.
So the
Unmasked
Game Reverse ones, they came with so many webs.
I was say, yeah, but if you have all the Game Reverse stuff, you have all the webs you need. I'm okay with without an unmasked face for this one. But I got that, and then I also got the new NECA Alien Xenomorph complete one, which is going to stay in the box until I get a house. So, and that's pretty much it. I did a whole bunch of pre-orders, and I have to keep everything together because I don't have a true display room yet.
Did your old house have a basement?
No, it was a 3-bedroom house. So the nerd room was my storeroom.
I was gonna say houses in the Carolinas typically don't have basements.
Depends on where you are. Like where I'm living right now in the Guilford County area, they actually do have basements. Where I was living before, it was too low, so everything was too clay. Here they've got sand foundations, so they can actually dig basements.
Very cool.
But I'm totally missing my camera. I have no place to set up a photo booth here anyway. So.
Well, Zero.
Yeah, Zero. How'd you do? How you doing?
102.
Yeah, because it's 102 episodes. I had an okay week.
That's clever.
Yeah. Just a lot of work. I did get approved for my second vacation, so the week of the 21st, I will actually be off and going back to the Carolinas. Hopefully to enjoy it this time. We got our place booked, and we're going to be dog free, so it'll just be Lex and I enjoying some time together, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know it's empty right now in Carolinas that you could crash at. There's no
What's
one
that? There. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, except it's not close to the beach. It's like a 3-hour drive from the beach. What was that you said, T?
So you won't have people staring at you at the foot of the bed, the dogs.
Basically, or deciding that 5:30.
Some people pay for that privilege.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful to just have not have them deciding that 5:30 is an appropriate time to get up on vacation. So,
my daughter's done that.
As for what I got this week, we'll start out with this Rita and Zed 2-pack I got from GameStop.com.
I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, you did. The Rita is awesome. I didn't initially. It's like I was like, I don't want to get Lord Zed a second time, but they actually gave him more paint. They actually painted his fingertips, which is awesome. And my old one is going to get sold to a buddy of mine who missed out on him because he has the what was the name of Lord Zed Zord?
Serpentera.
Yes, so he's got a Serpentera, and he wants to display a Lord Zed in front of him. He actually named his dog Zed, so I think he's going to appreciate that. Also, I don't have them out, but I have the box, and if you want to talk about awesome boxes, I got the Putty Patroller 2-pack from Hasbro Pulse, which this is an awesome budget release. I didn't realize that they came with added effects pieces, because like the putty that came with the Green Ranger, like it had both effects pieces for the hands, but like this chest effect piece over here is awesome, and I like there's like a blood red tip piece that almost like looks like blood to go on the end of the blade. But this is an awesome set. I'm glad that they're selling it for 10 under, because they easily could have sold it as a the price of 2 Ranger figures. So
how much is it?
It's $30. Yeah. So they
have different hands or just
different what?
Are those different hands?
Yeah. They come with each one comes with 2 hands, and then they come with like 1 blade and one of the wrecking ball pieces.
Cool.
So, you know, for what and like that effects piece, the one for the chest, it's pretty substantial. The yellow one. Also, if you want to talk about like awesome box art, Dave, they actually foiled this one out.
Don't tell me that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But what's funny is like when you open it up, I got a good laugh. You have Zed on the other side, but it's just funny. Like when I open this flap up, I'm like, why'd they do two? Oh yeah, because she's on the other side. But yeah, they definitely did a good job
That
with this set.
killed me throwing those boxes out.
Rita almost feels like a premium figure with that dress on.
Yeah, and they gave him a lot of accessories.
How did she feel with the dress off?
You have to watch T-Man 978 Not So Chill review.
Ooh.
After dark.
Yeah.
I took her dress off.
Next up, I got my Dirge and Ramjet 2-pack from Amazon, and they're all right. I want Thrust now, but they're all right.
So does she.
Yeah. I think I like Ramjet the most out of them. I don't know. I know T pointed out in his review that they're not cartoon accurate because they have the orange cockpits. I kind of like the breakup, to be honest. I did like a digibash showing what it would look like with a gray cockpit. But I like them. I mean,
that looked real.
Yeah, that was just the digibash. The one I even did on my phone. I'd like a G2 Ramjet, Hasbro, if you're listening.
They probably will because they did that Megatron.
Yeah. Calvin Carter says Thrust is coming, and I'm just looking forward to seeing like when he's getting released and how. I know somebody overseas got him already.
Release the Thrust.
From Amazon, or are they sold out?
What Thrust?
The 2-pack.
The 2-pack. I don't know if they're sold out or not. I haven't checked.
Let me look.
While T's looking, I got a Generation Select exhaust. However, I need to get mine returned to Hasbro because this leg does not move. It is 100% fused together. And yeah,
that makes it work more.
Yeah, right. Like you cannot move this leg. Like it's moving the. Yeah. So I contacted their customer support to see if I can get that swapped out. But this is like one of the weirdest QC issues I've ever had on a mainline figure. I'm guessing what they did is it looks like because there's like a little bit of glue residue in the
maybe you could boil it.
No, I'm not going to do that. And trying
to freeze it. If it's glue, you could freeze it.
I could, but I'd rather have another one at this point because trying to fix it, like his knees have gone to shit. So,
yeah, a little Loctite will do it.
I'd rather just get a brand new figure at this point.
I know. I'm just using all your advice that you give us.
Yeah, I know, right?
Officially, that 2-pack is sold out, but there's an option to buy it for $140.
Ooh,
no thanks.
But yeah, that's it for me. So let's get into some news.
Do you know the appropriate way to put his leg? I just found out. Somebody's just showed me the appropriate way to lock the leg so that when you bend the knee, they don't separate from the shin.
You know, it's funny. I saw that posted, and I was like, I thought that was common knowledge.
Oh,
I mean,
T-Man is not a commoner.
No, it's like when you put the peg in the back.
It's
like you gotta bend.
There's a peg here.
Forward.
Yeah, I never had that.
Let me go check mine. Oh wait, mine's in storage.
The problem is they only show the transformation from robot to jet, and they don't specify it.
Yeah, there's the peg in the back, and then there's the peg in the front.
But the way you have to do it, you really gotta.
Peg or the back peg?
Normally, you would just lift the leg up and shut things on a transformer, but you really gotta put the peg in first and then work on the front.
Yeah, that's what I really thought that was something everybody knew how to do on this mold.
Nope. And the people that took the pictures didn't know because the legs are not connected. Every picture of the official picture of the Seekers I've seen have the knees like that, all messed up.
Yeah.
But what we talking about?
So, starting off, we've got a really interesting Generation Selects release because it's a character that's kind of gaining some popularity. Bug Bite, which, it's kind of like I think he's not a Shattered Glass Bumblebee, but just kind of an evil deco. And I think this looks
he's a
pretty
robot.
good. Was he?
Yeah, because he was part of that set, that mini-bot set. That were repainted robot.
He was part of the mini-bot set, and then
Bug Bite was the name of the beetle, but he looked like Bumblebee, but he had a car, like a hood head. Like that was Bug Bite.
Yeah. Now that version of the Hasbro version or the Transformers version is always white.
Yeah. But this ain't a bug. It's got the Bumblebee head, but it's Cliff Jumper.
We're thinking that's a Volkswagen thing. They didn't want him to be a bad guy.
Possibly. I don't even know why they bothered to license it,
Because of G1ers.
Yeah, but he never was a licensed vehicle in G1.
But I'm just...
Right. No, I think after 2000s, after Robots in Disguise, I think they were forced to get licensed on stuff. Because every car after that was officially licensed.
Wasn't, in the US at least, wasn't Sideburn licensed by Dodge?
Yeah. Not at first, but when they re-released him as in different colors, he was definitely licensed. So something happened and they were forced to license anything that looks like a real car.
Yeah, I mean, despite the name, I think this looks good. I mean, there's not. I think it's interesting that this Star Seeker / mercenary emblem is starting to get some prominence. I mean, I'm wondering how long before they do a Sound Blaster with it.
Oh no. I'm gonna skip that. I'm shocked they didn't put one on Double Dealer.
I am too.
I would just buy a repro label.
Just stick it on there.
Yeah.
Wish I had some repro labels.
I was Joe. Just swing by my house one day, man.
I need. They're here somewhere. I just gotta find
them.
Yeah.
Before.
Oh, you have repro labels. Just wish you could find some repro labels.
It's 2 weeks now, and I cannot find them.
Before I realized this guy had a bum leg, I was going to put a repro label on him just because he desperately could use some color breakup. Like I think a purple Decepticon insignia would do him a lot of good. Whereas, I think as much as I like this, I think it's a little bit too monochromatic. I love the purple bazooka. I think that looks awesome, but I just think a Decepticon insignia dead center of the chest would look a lot better.
But he's a third faction. I've been digging that symbol, especially since Sound Blaster had it.
And he has the actual faction on the chest. Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper don't do.
Right, but it's that mercenary faction, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Let's go back to the car mode because whoever did the photography of this did a good job.
I love that backdrop.
But yeah, I mean, the cool thing about that insignia is because it's like new. It doesn't like if you had the Autobot insignia and it was like upside down and backwards, that wouldn't work out so well. But
only the Seekers can get away with that.
Yeah. But I'm in for this guy. I pre-ordered him off of Hasbro Pulse. Anybody else?
I just pre-ordered Exhaust finally.
I just pre-ordered that very, very large robot.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So
Yeah.
You won't be pre-ordering anything, Dave.
Well, that one doesn't come out till fall 2021, so I should be okay with that.
Wow, so they're actually they're releasing the Sentinel the same year as Unicron.
Well, it got funded a lot faster.
Well, I don't think Unicron being funded had anything to do with its release date. I think it had everything to do with the
engineering.
Yeah.
And it won't take me an hour to play with that bad boy.
I doubt it's going to take an hour to transform.
Me too. I watched the speed transformation again, and I was like, "There's no way that was an hour," because it was probably only like 2 times speed.
I don't care. I feel sorry for any reviewer who's buying that thing.
I don't, because they're going to get a lot of views. Yeah, exactly. Like T said, it's their job.
I hope I get a lot of views on that. Looking at it, I don't even want to review it, to be honest.
Can't be any worse than the studio sell one.
It looks worse. That's a lot of panels.
This, on the other hand, looks rather pretty.
Yeah, so this is a possible Generation Select Megatron G2 deco. Now, they did one for Siege that didn't go over too well. It was like the Combat Hero Megatron deco, if I remember correctly.
That looks good.
Yeah. This is more the G2 Megatron I think everybody wanted. I mean, I love the fact that they're using like matte paint as well as gloss. And I think they really nailed the only thing that's missing from this deco, because like up here you can see like they have the G2 Tampo. I would have loved it if they had like the Megatron rules as a Tampo.
I like just about the only thing this is missing is the pistol.
Yeah.
Oh.
Granted, they're not showing his sword accessory at all here.
And I kind of wish
he comes with a different barrel.
Yeah, he still has it, but it's interesting that they left it off for the photography here.
I kind of wish he could have put the gun on his shoulder, but I can't. Beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. This looks.
Oh, you could put it on his back. Because it still has that peg right there on the side. So you could definitely put it upside down on his back.
You could probably plug it into like the upper part of his shoulder. Because he's got the holes like right here.
True. But I'm just, like I'm saying, I like everything I see here.
Yeah. I'm down for this. I mean, everybody knows I love me some G2. So yeah, Nate says, had they done a Combat Hero? Yeah, had they done a Combat Hero Optimus to go with Combat Hero Megatron, it might have done better. I agree. Or had they just retooled the Power of the Primes Optimus, get rid of the Headmaster gimmick, or at least get rid of the stickers, because that was I think that was the worst part about that Optimus, was just like the gray plastic, the gray flimsy plastic, and the stickers.
And Calvin, we're never going to get it. Hasbro is never going to do a gun Megatron again unless it looks like a Nerf gun.
Now, I don't know why they don't make one that looks like a Nerf gun.
Technically, they did. And everyone mocked it.
No. Back then they mocked it, but I mean, it was just. I own that figure and I loved it. I thought that was like the smartest thing they could have done at the time.
I still got mine, yeah.
Yeah,
that was my favorite toy for a long time.
But
in all practicalities, though, Megatron turning into a tank, the VTOL, as far as continuity of the show, I think, works best. If he's supposed to be a combat leader, he's leading the troops as an armored tank. He's commanding the skies as a VTOL. That's one of my favorite things about animated. I love that alt mode.
Yeah. And we were
transform
hoping they'd do that.
So him being a pistol, I think, is honestly as cool as it hits the nostalgia bone as far as being a leader. I'm going to lead you. So second in command, who's always wants to backstab me, you're going to hold me and put my entire fate in your hands. Doesn't work for me.
Yeah. I know we were hoping that they would have done the VTOL alt mode for Earthrise. I mean, I'm still hoping that maybe there's a leader Megatron they'll slip in, kind of like how we got the Galaxy upgrade Optimus.
I could see them retooling that Super Megatron into a VTOL.
They could. They absolutely could. But it's interesting if they're doing. No, I think it's due November. I have to check my Hasbro Pulse pre-orders to see when.
Shoot, actually, you know what? If they did that Super Megatron as the VTOL Megatron, I might have actually bought that instead.
But if they could do an extensive retool to the Titans Return Galvatron, it was Titans Return Galvatron. They could do one for the G2 Optimus. I can't see it being that involved.
Well, if you want to make a G2 Optimus, just repaint Earthsiege.
Yeah, well, no, because he has to be
paint him black and give him the gun pack.
Well, okay, if you're going to do that one, but I was more so talking about like the long nose truck version.
Well, they did. They made him the triple changer. Yeah, and Power of the
Yeah,
Primes.
no, that's what I'm talking about. Is if they took that and retooled it, where they got rid of the Headmaster gimmick or Titan Master gimmick and made a proper G2 Optimus with better plastic and additional paint, because that was the biggest problem with Titans Return and Powers of the Primes, is that they had crappy materials and they also had stickers and.
What's a good option?
But the way he transforms, can they actually get rid of the Headmaster gimmick?
They could if they got rid of the jet stuff. I mean, they could give him a bigger chest cavity and.
I know with the Galvatron, that had a big hole in the chest the whole time.
Yeah, it did, but I'm just saying that they could not have to open that toy. I actually have it in the other room, but there's a way to do it just to make the head fold back, especially if you're going to gut the jet stuff. I know most of it's in the legs, but just a thought. No, they'd probably be better off just doing a new mold.
Yeah. For what's the thing called? The next show after Earthrise. Kingdom.
Oh, Kingdom. Yeah.
I would love a new Purge mold or Black Convoy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If they were to do that design, they've got that in the bag.
But this G2 Megatron I absolutely like. Long story short.
Yeah, I don't want it.
TLDR, I'll take it.
TLDR. All right. Next up, if you slept on Siege Skywarp, which I know a lot of people did, you have another chance to get them. The Phantom Strike Squadron pack is actually coming to the Takara Tomy Mall as an exclusive, though. Interestingly enough, if you want them, you can actually also go on Amazon Mexico. This is redirecting me to their site.
Olé.
Yeah. So Amazon Mexico works a lot like Amazon Japan. Please don't ask me how to make an account. You're just going to have to translate the page, sign up. It's separate from your regular Amazon. Shipping may be a little different, but the set is available on Amazon Mexico for I think $59 plus shipping. So
at like 300,000 pesos.
I think it was 13, like no, I think it was like 3,459 or something.
That was close.
Yeah, but yeah, interesting enough, I saw somebody on like one of the Facebook groups get theirs off Amazon Mexico, but this is going to come as a Tomy Mall exclusive, meaning that retailers are probably going to have them, and they're probably going to sell them for like $120. Not worth it.
Pretty
Not
much
worth
the
it.
same paint. There's no
Yeah.
difference in the.
Right.
Yeah, and I got mine off Amazon for retail. This should have never been a $60 release because these three Battle Masters just are not worth it.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was 50, so it was
60. Yeah, it was $60.
No wonder I didn't buy.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people didn't buy it, because they were like assuming that, oh, okay, well, we can charge 10, 10, 10, 30. So
I thought it was
and
going to
then-
go on, which it didn't.
yeah, I think a lot of people were thinking that, but it's interesting that they've had the inventory just sitting over in Mexico and now Japan, because this looks to be to be like just a literal re-release of the U.S. release. There's no box pictures here, but somebody had one, and it's the same box. Nightwing, I agree. It should have been 45.
I'm with that.
Jay Hollis says $49.99. Maybe, actually thinking back, maybe it was, but still, it should never have been that price. It should have been, maybe 40 at most. I mean at most. I mean, I miss the days when Hasbro would like take a set like this, make it an exclusive, and throw all these in, and then just charge for what the size class of the main figure was. Like, I was thinking back the other day because I was cleaning out my storage stuff, and they had the purple Shockwave from Animated that came with the Quick Change Bumblebee, and that was just they just sold that for normal Voyager price.
There was I don't know if you remember back in the day when that first came out, there was actually an error in Target, and everyone was getting it for like $11.
Oh yeah, I got mine cheap, but I remember he was normal Voyager price. I remember that being like a happy day. It was like $12.
It was like him and Sunstorm. I remember buying them both.
Last time they did a solid for us was the Target Rainmakers and the Target Micromasters. They actually took some of the price off.
I think the last time they did a solid for us, though, was that Orion Pax Evolution set where they had like...
Oh, yeah, that was cheap, too.
Yeah. Because wasn't it like something like $30 for two deluxes? And they had extra paint. And the Orion Pax was already... It was like a remold.
Wasn't the Orion Pax a cup figure?
Yeah. But he came with a new head, and he was just really well painted up, and it was the Fall of Cybertron Optimus Prime, which is a substantial figure. Like, even at its time, it was like today they would sell that as a Voyager.
Don't get
that
started.
Bumblebee, the Cybertronian Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper are huge too.
Yeah,
I loved almost every one of those figures.
all right. So let's get into our third-party news. Starting off with, we don't really cover a lot of Dr. Wu stuff. Dr. Wu is pretty well known for making accessories, but it looks like Dr. Wu is actually making some figures, and this one I'm actually interested in. Yeah. So this is, they're calling this Microscope, but it's Revenge of the Fallen Scalpel, and I gotta say, this looks pretty good. I'm hoping it's not going to be expensive.
I mean, I've got a lot. I had a lot of I still own them, but I used to buy almost every one of the Dr. Wu accessories. I love the swords. I love the guns. I love the hammer. This is their first venture. I mean, I think it's a fun venture for them. It looks pretty simple on the engineering. He looks kind of cute.
Yeah, I would definitely go for this one. I mean, no matter what size he is, he's going to be way too big. I love the fact that with Studio Series Shockwave, we got a in scale wheelie and brains, and even they were just so tiny. It was like, what's the point of this? So, you know, honestly, if they were going to
Studio Series size,
what's
or
that, T?
are they trying to make this go with Studio Series?
I really I can't tell you. I think maybe because the next one they revealed appears to be Studio Series size. Let me go ahead and get this link copied. And this is their first one. This is called Mozart, and it is supposed to be Mohawk from the last night. And this just looks like a really basic legend size figure. I mean, you can see the ball joints here appear to be small. I mean, I would assume he's going to be Studio Series. He definitely looks Studio Series. I mean, they have the what's that?
So that looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it looks pretty basic. It's not. It doesn't look like it's painted all that much, but I mean, I'm guessing that kind of matches the whole theory that it's Studio Series scale. I mean, you can see the screw on the back there, so he's got to be really tiny.
Are the same size as the RC triplets.
Yeah.
For the alt mode.
So I mean, yeah,
those things you can only go up from there.
If he's priced real low, I mean, if he's like, you know, $15-$20, I think he's going to sell really well. Same with Scalpel, but actually he's due out in October. Let's see what BBTS wants for him. Nope, they don't have a link, sponsor link.
Well, according to Nate Simmons, it's designed by Mechanic Studio, the same guy who did Flame Commander. Sportimus, this wasn't last night. Oh no, Mohawk was. No, Mohawk? Yeah, he was last night. Never mind. I don't know. That movie is just like to me.
Let's see. I don't see him on BBTS.
Pre-orders must not be up yet.
Yeah, so they probably aren't. They probably just had you can pre-order at our affiliate links. Anybody like to know when pre-orders go up? Shozy has had it on pre-order for a few weeks now. Let's see. Let's see what Shozy wants.
Take forever.
Yeah, I know. But at least they might have an estimate on the price of these guys. Nope, they don't even have a price. It's just a $1 deposit. So, as T likes to say, there you go with that.
Yes.
Next up, we've got some in-hand photos of a figure I'm personally excited for. A Weibo user managed to get this guy early, it seems, which means that he's probably shipping out of Hong Kong relatively soon. And that is the final piece of MMC's Assaultus, their Bruticus, Probus. And I love the fact that they actually have a comparison shot to the Unique Toys version of Brawl. And I think this guy's shaping up real nice. There were shots, I think they came out of MMC, showing like the direct size comparisons between Brawl, Onslaught, Vortex, Blast Off, and Swindle. And it's just interesting to see how much bigger he is than the Unique Toys one, especially since he compacts down to the same size as Swindle and Leg Mode. So
hopefully they'll do like some kind of box set with this later, because I really want this set.
I love it. Like I've been keeping mine in bot mode on my shelf, and I've got the Zeta as my combined. But this
scratches the itch so much better for me than the Zetas do.
Yeah, I mean the other thing too, and I don't know. I kind of like the scale of the MMC stuff. I mean, it's in scale with the Titan scale combiners from Hasbro. so which are larger than Chug. So like somebody, I think it was Pia, had a picture he uploaded of the partially combined Assaultus next to Predaking.
Yeah, look great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Again, the Zetas. I mean, if you want a good-looking giant robot, the Zetas are great for that. I will not fault that by far. My big thing is, again, I collect. I like my transforming toys. If I'm buying a toy that transforms, I want it to transform into everything. Their Superion probably, again, looks great, but it's like a big plastic suit that you plug everything onto. So it's not like a transforming. These guys are almost like the perfect transformation of all three modes. That scratches my itch beautifully. Guys?
We're here.
Guys?
We're deep in thought.
I think he looks cool, but I'm not really completely sold on the combined mode. I think the body proportions they remind me a lot of, not as horrible, but remind me of Combinivores because of the all-in-one combination.
I don't know. I think I think it looks good. I mean, combined, I think it looks a lot more like the animation than people remember. And I feel like if Takara ever did one, people would be like, "Oh my god, it looks so much like the cartoon." But when it comes to what MMC is doing, they're not giving them those kudos. And Sportimus says, "I just ordered that Zeta Superion. Should I cancel it?" No,
Not at
Sportimus.
all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
I love that figure, and
Again,
I like. Yeah.
If you love Superion, he looks like Superion. He's
also a solid
buy him and
combiner.
you'll leave him. Well, that's the thing. It's it's not really
Never make them individual bots.
No, they're not terrible as individual bots. In fact, they have better articulation than the fans' toys because they actually have waists.
Again, it's fine. They're fine. But again, this is me. This is my personal idiosyncrasy. This is my thing.
I agree with what you're saying, though, because yes, for example, Toy World Constructor is amazing, but the fact that his arms are entirely separate pieces, or his forearms are entirely separate pieces that are not associated with the alt modes of the individual figures, the fact that these MMC ones are everything's built into each bot, and there's no
kibble. No parts.
There's no there's no parts forming and all that.
Much like this show, there's no Partsformer.
Right. And it's just all built in.
I
think they're even calling it all built in, right? Is that
that's the game. And they they're doing, I don't know they're doing the second one.
Even if you made like some pretty major design what do you call it? Like
concessions?
Yeah, like you say, hey, we're gonna go with this design. Yeah, it's not perfect, but we can do this neat gimmick. But the fact that they have a really good design that looks awesome,
I gotta say,
accurate, and it's all together.
Their designer for these did an amazing job. I mean, I figured out how to transform all 4 of the ones I own without instructions.
Yeah, well, it's like my thing with the X-Transbots. Menasor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The trailer is Menasor, and you just put the guys on because that's not a combiner for me. And again, but if you're looking for a giant freaking robot to put on the shelf, dude,
now, I don't think you can do an all-in Menasor.
No, I don't think you guys are getting ready to say if MMC manages to pull that off, then they deserve
no.
They deserve like Nobel prizes.
But I'm just saying that the X-Transbots one is just kind of like it just feels like it's cheating. I'm sorry.
I mean, the fact that Fans Toys was able to make a Menasor, or not a Menasor, but a Motor Master, where the trailer condensed into a small backpack.
That I like that.
Yeah, and it's the same size as MP10. Like, I still can't wrap my head around that.
That's and you know me, I'm actually as far as a fan toys. I'm the fan toys naysayer, and that one I had to sit there and applaud them.
Yeah,
So,
this the Bruticus that they're doing, I've wanted it too, but Bruticus is not a character that I really have to have, but I've wanted it just for the fact that they went through the engineering, the painstaking of making it all built into each other.
I will say I'm a little Bruticused out. That's my biggest thing.
And it's durable, and it's playable. Like I was saying, like the engineering on it, it's simple but complex at the same time. It's like Vortex is the most complex of the four, because I can't speak for the Brawl yet. But like I said, the blast off, it's something else. Like it's easily like the most ingenious transformation that they're able to take that, and it has no backpack, no kibble. It turns into a space shuttle that's like the same size as a Masterpiece Seeker, down to like this Voyager-sized robot, and it also turns into an arm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what they're going to do next in the same.
Well, they're doing Defensor.
Defensor.
Did they already announce it? Have you seen pictures of it?
Not pictures, just sketches.
Okay.
Which, there's cool. I mean, Groove is going to be totally out of scale.
Yeah, well, yeah. And how are they going to? I mean, at least the robot mode needs to be in scale, but I just wonder how they're going to do the all-in thing for Groove and not have it look like a peg leg.
Nate, my cap shield is fine.
They're going to make a Rook.
I hope not, and I really hope not.
Rook,
but now, if they're doing that, is this? So you're saying that these are not Chug? They're bigger than Chug.
Yeah, they're Masterpiece scale.
They're actually Masterpiece scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all the robots.
Because Make Toys did a Chug. Well, I guess they might even be slightly bigger than Chug. Defensor. Wasn't that Make Toys?
Yeah, Guardia.
Yeah, Guardia.
They did Guardia. They did Quantron, and they did Giant.
Yeah,
I got those two. I don't have Guardia, but
those are also so heavily stylized.
I still love Giant. I'm so surprised that no company ever did an oversized MP scaled KO of it.
I thought they did.
Not of Giant.
I don't think they did.
Huh. One of them. I'm thinking Gravity Builder.
Yeah, I was going to say
no. Gravity Builder. There's so many freaking KOs of that.
Yeah.
What was that company? Zhang.
Jinbao.
Jinbao, because they also did that. They also did 5 different Predakings.
Jinbao. You know what? I forgot I got these this week.
Jesus, Steve.
That's officially a Womack haul.
Yeah.
But did you get it all in one day?
They staggered it out somehow. A lot of the stuff I was supposed to get in one day, but it's like the delivery services talked to each other and was like, nah, just stagger it out.
Yeah, that's not a Womack haul then. Because, see, sometimes people will spend a week or two acquiring things, and then they'll just put it all together in one big lump and then put it on Facebook, and they think they've got a Womack haul, but they're really just posing. It's not a Womack haul.
Now, sometimes he does squirrel things away and pad it out.
I don't think
you're giving away trade secrets here.
No, I think he just does it all in one day, and he does it all casual, like, hey man, I just went out and grabbed these, and he just doesn't say I went to 30 different stores and spent 6 hours hunting.
Right. All right. So,
what else we got?
Our last little bit of third-party news is some disappointing news. I'm a big fan of what this company does for their movie designs. But we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the show. But Unique Toys, we covered their Galvatron. They're supposed to be doing an Age of Extinction Galvatron. I think they had a few more figures planned. I can't remember if there were others, but I thought there was at least one more other than this Galvatron. But it says it's been widely discussed in China today that Galvatron will be the last product from Unique Toys, taking only pre-order and limited stock. Pre-order will close at 110, selling at 858 yuan, about 125 US dollars before shipping cost. And I believe this, Dave, you found this. Was this from Weibo?
It was on the Transformers third-party group. So
yeah, and I went over to TFW to see if anybody else had picked up on it, and there's conspiracy theories in there that it's potentially potentially just them trying to drum up interest. I had been under the impression that what Unique Toys has been doing with their movie figures has actually been incredibly positive. My understanding was that they were popular, especially with the Chinese market, and the figures that they put out, they picked relatively popular characters. I think Hot Rod was probably their least popular character, but doing Lockdown, Optimus, Megatron, and yeah.
Could this have something to do with the crackdown on like the IP theft?
Well, I guess we can talk about that now, because we recently saw Wei Zhang get busted, and that made major news. Like, not just in China, but it actually was discussed in the U.S. and on news sites that didn't even talk about toy. Yeah, they didn't even talk about toys at all. So whether you like it or not, third-party figures are intellectual property theft. Period. So
yes,
I would, yeah.
Like Make Toys Cross Dimension, they can get away with that.
Still,
they can get away with that though. It's
Joe, if you drew a dot and put two circles on either side of it, right there, and so its silhouette even looked like Mickey Mouse, Disney would come right after you.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the most like basic way to put it.
But I'm just saying.
Speaking of Disney, the thing is Hasbro and Disney are bedfellows. Hasbro does business with Disney. They're not owned, but they do business with Disney. Especially considering Marvel Legends is a big moneymaker. It's a huge cash cow. And
isn't that what killed Wei Zhang?
My understanding is that they started, or they were associated with, a company that was doing KO Hot Toys and selling them Iron Man and War Machine for $90 a piece. And they were good.
Wei Zhang makes really good stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, like the face, like you could not tell the face sculpts from real Hot Toys. Like that was what was crazy about it. Like the paint, the eyes, everything was as good as a real Hot Toys figure.
And most of their stuff is, hey, we're doing a 1-to-1 pretty much KO, or sometimes it's an upscaled KO, but it's 1-to-1 engineering wise. But they make them better. Like their MP10, the MPP10. I have two of them. I love those things. I got the one that's like the battle damage repaint, and I got the original MPP10. And
I always wanted their Nitro Zeus.
They are amazing. Their joints are so good. Other than that, it's a 1-to-1 just upscale. They do a lot of 1-to-1 same masterpiece scale as well.
My first was the evasion mode Optimus Prime, where they upscaled. Yeah, and that one is amazing. I mean, like that blew me away. All the extra engineering, the materials. They really knocked it out of the park. And I don't think that they've ever done better than that, to be honest.
It's a shame they didn't take the skills that they had and do stuff like the rest of the third party market is doing, because then they probably could have stayed under the radar.
No, I think they carved out. They probably felt like they carved out their niche.
Oh, they did, but that's what ended up being their demise.
But
It's kind of like if Weird Al Yankovic finally got hit with copyright claims.
Yeah.
That's actually a great way for third party.
Yeah.
Like a lot of third party falls into that category where it's like, hey, yeah, we know this is Optimus Prime, but it's like our take on it.
No, dude, I'm singing "Eat It," not "Beat It."
Yeah. So
You made that weird Huffer, and then we never heard about Bad Cube anymore.
Captain Huffy. I do want to touch base on that. So, to what Sportimus said, Unique Toys hasn't done much anyway. Neither is DX9 outside of their Legend Scale stuff. I think Unique Toys has some Legend Scale, but like DX9 and Unique Toys are kind of the same company.
They started together and then they kind of split. Because I remember when Salmore came out, that was DX9. But like Unique Toys, I don't have much Unique Toys. I got the Unique Toys Sharktacon. You know, they had a Predaking that was like horrible.
Yeah.
But then they had Overclocking. They had a Blur. That was pretty decent.
And Sportimus brings up the DX9 Stunicon, so that's what they've been, and they always go under my radar just because Fans Toys.
And the DX9 ones are slightly bigger.
Yeah, well, you got Fans Toys, X-Transbots, and DX9 all happening at the same time, and it's just crazy to me that we still, and I understand with the pandemic and everything, them being behind, and they redesigned it, but it's just crazy to me that X-Transbot still hasn't gotten that trailer out to complete the set. But there's also rumors that Transcraft, who made that masterpiece scale Mohawk, and they're doing a Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, is part of the DX9 Unique Toys. And I can tell you from what I've experienced with that Mohawk, some of the engineering seems similar.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that with all these other third parties coming up, like Lemon Tree, you know, like, and honestly, like, maybe that's their strategy. Is they've said we can close shop on paper, maybe even relocate to a different warehouse. Who knows? But it's so easy to just make a new company. You could do that very easily, especially in China. They pop up all the time. And then you can knock out 2 or 3 releases, and then we're closed up shop, and then a new third party is going to pop up, and it's still the same people behind it. And that way they can avoid, because by the time they're on somebody's radar, that, hey, who's making this figure? Then they're already gone.
What gets me though is, okay, we said we're talking about Wei Zhang, and then we're talking about we got our companies that are slightly stylized, so that should be able to get through it all. Yet, come on, if any company that should be getting attacked for intellectual property, it's why Fans Toys hasn't gotten touched yet. I will never know.
And Fans Toys also doesn't get KO'd at all.
So
Fans Toys must have some sort of like mafia.
I mean, you say that, but that's exactly because we have heard it. It has been said by the reviewers. I've given up on Takara, and I am just buying Fans Toys. I have heard it from more than one reviewer.
What if they are Tommy?
What if they're what if it's like the cousin of like the CEO of Takara? It's like that guy runs Fans Toys, so he's just like, oh, okay, well, let him be.
Probably.
Then I'm gonna be scared when that Fort Max gets shipped out.
And they making all the money.
Any of the Fans Toys releases been anywhere close to direct competition with Takara? Like, even the
Hooligan,
both done, they were far apart in time.
Hooligan came out within months, like 2 months of
no, it got delayed. It got delayed. Yeah. The only thing that I can say like was in direct competition was the V2 version of Quake Wave, because they did that V2 Quake Wave. It's not really a V2. They redesigned a couple things on it, the hose and the LEDs, but that came out literally right before the Masterpiece Shockwave did.
They never did an Inferno, did they?
No, they did not.
It's like they're like the only ones who didn't, because remember that's when like the Make Toys, the
Yeah.
Three Inferno, and the Takara, like Three Infernos came out at the same time.
And they originally were going to do Soundwave, because the original acoustic wave was shown off literally a month before Takara announced Soundwave, and that's why they scrapped it.
I don't think if there's any third-party company that should be going after them, it should be Fans Toys.
Yeah, especially the amount of attention they get. I mean, Takara and I shouldn't say Takara, but Hasbro is pretty savvy when it comes to what fans want. I think what and I don't know, with John Warden leaving as the senior designer, I sincerely hope things, because at first I was pretty critical of John Warden, and then kind of like Aaron Archer, he got it, and now it's like we're getting a new designer, and I really hope that where they are now and what their design choices are continue with this new designer.
John Warden's leaving? I thought
he was. Hopefully, I'm not dreaming things up, but I had heard John Warden was leaving Hasbro, or leaving Transformers.
Oh,
yeah.
He's going to GoBots.
Yeah, no, it says, according to Twitter account at Power Ranger site, Warden has moved to the Power Rangers and Ghostbusters brand. John Warden, former design manager, Transformers 2014 to 2020, is now the global design lead for Power Rangers and Ghostbusters, which is great for Zords.
That explains that freaking Megazord I saw.
Yeah.
No, the one I saw today.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's a whole rant into itself.
Yeah.
McDonald's Zord.
That thing should not be. That thing should be a single pack of 5 Zords, one package, and it should be 35 bucks. 35 bucks at the most. Not 3 $15 packs. Sorry, rant over.
But
well, was that it for the Transformers related stuff?
I think so.
Because I'm really curious what you all think about the news that broke today that Batfleck is coming back.
Oh yeah, no, I had heard that was I heard that rumor around for a good minute.
There's been rumors that hey, maybe he can, but I think most people were like, nah, he's not coming back. It's been so long that
I think with everyone realizing that Justice League sucked because of Whedon and all the new excitement for the Snyder cut, they're having a renewed faith maybe for it.
Yeah, I think this opens the door.
And
we
money.
haven't got any announcement yet, but I think this opens the door for Cavill to come back and say they're going to do a new Man of Steel movie.
Cavill actually never said no. Cavill never said no.
No, he never did say that he was done. It's just that WB was like, oh, we really like Henry, but we don't have any plans for Superman right now. And it was just kind of on the back burner. And pretty much everybody was like, okay, well, that's just their way of saying, no more Superman for a while. And if they do, they're going to recast.
Well, they had to refilm things for the Snyder Cut, because my understanding is that they're not using any Whedon footage.
Nope.
And yeah,
he was
none at all. He says,
yeah,
I find that really hard. I don't even know how they're going to.
He's like, if I didn't film it, I ain't using it.
Yeah, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I mean, either way, I'm excited to see it. It could suck.
Oh, that's a lot.
But that's a lot of reshooting. But I don't know how much the actors had to come back to reshoot things for that. But I'm really surprised that Ben Affleck, not only is he coming back, but the fact that from when I read the story, it said he was sent a script for the Flash movie last week, like Thursday or Friday of last week. And then this week he said, okay, I'm in. That was really fast. It means he must see something in that Flash movie that he really likes. And I'm wondering if he's willing to do that. One, I don't think he's willing to come back just for a quick 30-second, hi, Barry, and that's it. Like, I think it's going to be something more significant than that.
Yeah.
And
10 minutes.
he almost, the way I think Ben Affleck would work this is I think he would say, hey, I like what you're doing here. I'm willing to come in for a small role in this movie, but I feel like I'm going to come back to Batman. I want to make I want to direct my Batman movie. Give me a shot to direct my Batman movie, and I'm in, and I'll sign a 2-picture deal.
Snyder Cut's going to HBO Max, right?
HBO
Yeah.
Max, yeah, direct
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Yeah, so there
I've got a weird theory of where he could be used, because it only depends on how well this movie does for Keaton. Because imagine this: everyone wanted Keaton for the Batman Beyond movie,
Mm-hmm.
but what if
Oh.
Keaton says no? So Ben Affleck is the Bruce Wayne for the Batman Beyond movie.
I don't know. I wouldn't think about it that way, but to me, it says if
Because
they're
then it could
trying
keep it
to
in the ECU.
if they're trying to throw scripts at Ben Affleck, they must not have a lot of faith in the Matt Reeves project.
Damn, I was excited for the Matt Reeves project.
I
don't know if they have lost faith in it, but
I don't see it being a franchise.
I think it's going to be a one and done.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. But I think they're finally okay with the fact that we can have. I think the Joker was what kind of broke the ceiling on that one. It was like, hey, we can have these one-off movies that are not necessarily in the mainline story that we're telling. And even within the mainline story we're telling, we don't have to be 100% perfectly connected. We can just do our own thing.
I think people don't give Shazam. I think people don't give Shazam enough credit.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Shazam was good. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is that they kind of realize we can have multiple tones instead of making this whole dark brooding thing. And I think that's they realize it a bit with Wonder Woman. They definitely are. It appears that they're really hammering that home, not like making it a Marvel movie, but definitely not making it dark brooding and dreary with Wonder Woman 84.
And the Flash is a type of movie or a character that you can do. I don't know how close they're going to stick to a Flashpoint. I'm sure they're going to borrow a lot from Flashpoint, but especially if they got 2 Batmans in it, to kind of
they are not using. I do not think they're going to be using the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
It's basically from what I gather what the Flash movie is. It's the Flash keeps mucking up. The Flash is his own worst enemy. So it's basically his actions are the antagonist.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but
I'm just saying that's what I've been hearing.
It's kind of hard to do that. Yeah, I think you have to have Eobard Thawne in there somewhere. But what I'm getting at is you can do a Flash movie and do all kinds of crazy stuff with like time travel and stuff, and it does not have to affect anything in the other movies. You can have 3 Batmen. You can have Superman show up. You could have Green Lanterns. You can have whatever you want.
God damn, I want a Green Lantern.
And it doesn't have to affect any of the other movies. At the end of the movie, it's its own thing. And he can show up in a next, if they want to do a Justice. I think they're going to announce a Justice League 2.
It was supposed to have come out this year, wasn't it?
Originally, I think their original slate, when it kind of didn't turn out that well.
Before it bombed.
Yeah, but I think with this DC fandom thing that they're doing this weekend, I think we're going to get a Justice League 2 announcement, and I think we're going to get a Henry Cavill's coming back to do a Superman, a Man of Steel, like a proper Man of Steel sequel.
We're apparently also getting 2 new games from Rocksteady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and the other one is apparently a new Batman game based on the Court of Owls.
Ooh, okay.
So
yeah, I'm excited.
Did y'all hear about Sebastian Stan supposed to be Luke Skywalker?
Wait, what?
I saw something about that. Like I didn't read the whole thing, but basically that they're going to start making more new Star Wars movies based on the original trilogy.
Please don't.
They claimed that he was going to be Luke Skywalker in the 3rd season of Mandalorian, and Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka is going to be teamed up for some reason.
Well, there was a bunch of pictures that were floating around Twitter years ago with Stan and Mark Hamill's faces being switched, and everyone was just like, "Oh my god, it worked too
Right.
well."
I saw earlier this
They
week
do
where
look
someone
a lot
did a deep fake of Solo, where they took Harrison Ford's face and put it on. Was it? I can never get his name right. And don't get me wrong, I like Solo, but I feel like if they're gonna, if deep fake technology should be used anywhere, it should
Yeah.
be used there.
It's crazy that people like fans, basically, I mean, highly skilled fans, with a nice but basically a consumer series computer can make not you computer, shut up. Can make a deep fake that looks better than what we get in the movie.
Or remaster effect scenes. Like I saw, like you can look this up on YouTube, but there were some fans that went back and touched up the Scorpion King and made
Oh yeah,
Oh
It
yeah.
looked-
Well, Scorpion King was also made. That was
sure, but
for their time. They definitely could have done a lot better, but it was
yes,
not like it was done last year.
they put that old CGI front and center, and that was the thing that Spielberg initially tried to do. Is like when you use CGI, use it sparingly. Try and hide it.
Yeah.
And in Scorpion King, they did not. Like the animation was good, but Jesus, those facial effects, like they actually used deep fakes of like the people's eyebrow for like when he comes out, and it's a very, very convincing scene. And just again, that's the people doing it on a consumer grade computer.
Yeah. Well, look what you can do with that app, that face app.
Yeah,
You
Oh,
know, the reface thing.
you know me, I'm an addict to that damn thing.
And what's crazy about that is a smartphone app that is cloud based, and
yeah,
it takes your face and puts it in a short clip in like not even 10 seconds. It's so fast, and it looks the ones that are like the actual clips on their front page, they look better than if you just take any GIF and just kind of put your face on the GIF.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually videos with the sound and everything. Like
I did the Iron. My face in the Iron Man one's perfect.
Very convincing for a smartphone.
Unless it's my face.
That's why, like, I cannot believe that the Superman mustache thing that actually happened in Justice.
Yeah, and it was
with
so
the budget that
lazily done.
The fact that they looked at that and were like, "Yeah, that's good, send it out," is just beyond me. I can't. I just can't fathom how someone could make that decision. But then deep fake people fix that too. It looked a lot better.
Yeah, watch somebody will go in and they'll do like the Cesar Romero cut. Where they'll go in and they'll give him like the Cesar Romero Joker mustache. All right. Well, let's get through the rest of our news so we can round out with a
of Nate Simmons. I just
what's that
shared
thing?
I said I'd show our deep fake of Nate Simmons. I just shared the GIF in the chat.
Serenging says no amount of deepfakes can fix the new Star Wars trilogy. I agree.
How do you win big in this?
Matt's not here, but I'm gonna say I thought Last Jedi was terrible, and I thought Rise of Skywalker was worse. You can unfriend me on that one, but I stand my ground.
I enjoyed all of them.
If you like it, you win.
I won. I really liked the last one, especially in the theater. It moved at a good pace. I only cringed once when Ray kissed Skylar.
Who?
That is so small. How do you make it bigger?
Not touching that one.
Control Plus.
Do they make pills for that?
Can you do Control Plus?
Not in this. Enhance. Nothing's working.
Yeah, but the one I put in there is dead.
But they get the gist.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go through our non-Transformers. It is like it's a slow news week, folks. So,
Well, like I said, I was in Target and I saw that joke Megazord. That was about it. And anything else interesting?
we got a new one from Figma, a new Overwatch figure, but it's a massive what the fuck.
Oh yeah, when is Red coming out?
You know, I think
What's the
Transformers
problem
Red's
that you see with
October.
this?
Of all the skins to do, all the characters to do, I mean, why Academy Diva?
Because it will fit in better with their generic Figmas perfectly. That's why.
I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Figma here. Their bread and butter is making little Asian schoolgirls outfits.
Yeah, it's like
that's what they do.
Yeah, I get it, but again, like with their Overwatch line, I would have caved on actually buying this if they made Mika. Diva was my main in Overwatch, and I don't. The only Overwatch figure I have is the Zarya that T gifted to me.
I'm good with this one.
I mean, it's good, and like I said, it just like I said, schoolgirls are Figma's bread and butter. And I think those hands are new. So
Yeah.
She's going to be popular in Japan.
Yeah.
The
It's
face
just
is
kind of a
weird. That's a weird. What
a victory pose face.
It's cool. I don't hate it, but I bet you it's $100.
Yeah, I
for
like
this
it, but I don't like the price.
93.
I don't even know what the price is. I can guess.
So
Next
up, they haven't updated the Kickstarter page yet. They showed off the comic covers for the Spawn Kickstarter.
It'll be a display piece, but I'm still disappointed. I got no ab crunch.
day after day. It's going to have the bowl and the waist. You could work with that.
And they've only got it on the email. I'm not going to share out my email just because I can't get the stuff there, the stuff out of it. But yeah, they just showed off the 3 different ones, and hell with it, I'll drag this over. So here's your cover for the artist proof. Here's your cover for the modern, and here's your cover for the classic Spawn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe I'll even read it.
I do appreciate that they are giving these updates.
Oh, absolutely. With a Kickstarter?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. After what happened with the oh God, what is that company that we don't like to talk about anymore?
Moss Toys.
Exactly. This is exactly what you want. You throw money at people, I want to know.
Well,
somebody sneezes on the assembly line, they tell us.
Plus, the figure is slated to come out in November. It seems like it's going to hit that release date. Oh yeah, you know what? Speaking of release dates, I want to beef about something right now with NECA.
More? What more can you beef? If you had any more beef with NECA, Joe and I would start grilling.
So last week we had the Super Shredder sale go through NECA.com. Or was it 2 weeks ago? I'm losing track of time. Thanks, quarantine. But this week, somebody found Super Shredder in Walmart. Now, none of my Walmarts.
Super Shredder in Walmart last week.
Yeah, they found it last week.
Yeah, so I think it was last Friday. It was definitely after it was either Thursday or Friday. But NECA still hasn't shipped my order. And I'm coming to find out that they haven't shipped anybody's order yet.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like, what the fuck, NECA? They're shipping them out to Walmart, great, but for what they want for shipping, yeah, exactly. You're gonna ask that much for shipping. You're not even you're gonna make it FedEx only. I mean, I don't care about the box. Give me like a flat rate USPS box.
Or for that price, if they had them already made, that thing should have been teleported to your house the next day.
You know what?
Should've been
That's the problem.
No chance to even bitch about the shipping price. It just should have been there and be like, oh, okay.
They're
well, they got it
NECA.
then.
They're not Nate Simmons.
They could be.
Yes, get all of your stuff teleported from Nate
From Nate Simmons. Talk to the man in the chat.
Nate does teleport shit.
Seriously, Nate, if you have watched these shows, I plug you more than any of these other guys right here.
If it's late, it's the carrier's fault.
Well, speaking of stuff that Dave is going to order from Nate, we got some new Marvel Legends to talk about.
I don't have a guy anymore up here. That's true.
Oh,
so
we can show this face that I've been showing every day. Let me send it again.
No, that's the Silver Centurion.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new Walgreens exclusive, and that is a beautiful 80s Iron Man.
That it is. So in this one you can't get from Nate unless he's got a Walgreens hookup. But this Venom wave, starting off with Carnage.
That is not another Bucky Cap Carnage. That's got that's got butterfly joints.
Massive butterfly joints.
And tendons and tendrils and whatnot.
Yeah. And I like the fact that they gave him those as opposed to the crappy snap-on sword arm that they've been doing since the Toy Biz days. And that face, that McFarlane style face,
I think he does come with a crappy sword arm.
Carnage was never drawn by McFarlane.
I thought he was. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's inspired by, if he wasn't drawn by.
And then he's got the symbiote god head with the symbol of null on his forehead.
I just watched Comics Explain talking about that.
So that's pretty sick.
That storyline was confusing and nuts.
And it looks like they're back to the white packaging for the
Venom stuff.
The Venom stuff. And we got Symbiote Spider-Gwen, which looks better than the initial one that we saw.
I don't see any pictures if we were supposed to be seeing pictures.
Am I not sharing out?
Yeah, I'm seeing them.
I see it.
Oh.
Open your eyes, T-Man. I know you're asleep.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing a black screen. It doesn't like me, I guess.
That's interesting that you can hold the tongue like that. Man, that sounded dirty. I'm
imagining. Who are we looking at right now?
This is the Symbiote Spider-Gwen.
Or the Ghost Spider, whatever.
Yeah.
The longest tongue of any action figure.
I like the jacket.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up with all of them.
Me too.
Yeah, it's a spider. Then we've got the kind of the dud from the bunch, which is a shame.
Venom Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the feet. I like those. I really like those feet.
He's really plain.
Yeah. He has no accessories either. Which is.
I agree with you. That's the weak. That's the weak one of the line.
It reminds me of those aliens from that movie. Shit, what the hell was that movie called? With Emily Blunt and.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Yeah, doesn't it kind of look like that?
A little bit.
I need to watch that.
And doesn't even look like he has butterfly joints.
No, he doesn't.
This looks like the Kid Nova body.
It's the Kid Miles body. For some reason, they gave him boot swivel, but they didn't give him a butterfly joint, which was annoying.
Yeah, that's really going to limit his posing too. So it's like no accessories, not great posability.
It's Miles, so people are going to want him automatically.
Yeah,
that's what
that one. This one I like a lot.
Yeah, Morbius.
Morbius looks good. I wouldn't mind a normal, like a more hair down version of him.
Yeah, that looks like the Bucky Cat body, doesn't it?
I think it's new.
No, not with all that texturing on there. I mean that's that bondage. The bondage gear is molded onto him.
It looks like a diaphragm joint now. No, that's an old style ab crunch.
Right, but that jacket that's molded on.
Yeah, but they did molded details on the Bucky Cat mold. They used the same engineering.
I think he's too skinny to be Bucky Cat.
That's exactly what to say. Too thin.
Now that yellow symbiote is a Bucky Cat retool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I need that because that's from the Venom Lethal Protector.
I never saw Scream. And I think I did see her, but she was really messed up.
And there's that sword arm tee.
I'm still imagining. I don't know why I don't see it right now. I see y'all moving.
That head sculpt is nice, though.
I can't see the pictures.
I really like that head sculpt.
Does that have a articulated? Nah.
It's not articulated, but still it's an open mouth. It's not painted on open. It's open.
Yeah. And then the one I'm most excited for.
And that one doesn't have a Build-A-Figure part. So if you don't want any of these lines, but you just want that Venom.
That's
my thought process. Venom more than anybody. And he has new articulation. That's a new body.
He's got that ball joint on the for the torso.
Yeah. The only thing that I think would make it perfect is that they gave him a toe joint. Like he's a big figure.
A toe joint and a tendril a tendril hand.
Yeah.
Like unplug the tendril, just have like a whole.
But at least he comes with an alternate head and alternate hands.
Yes.
It's shocking that they didn't because Beast has the same articulation and they gave him a toe joint.
Yeah.
Right? Or am I imagining that?
No, Beast has a toe joint. That Venom.
The Beast was a real shocker. Somebody loves Beast.
And I get the why, but I wouldn't. I think they should have. God, what was his name? This should have been the big symbiote from the movie.
That guy. That's what I'm gonna call him.
The one he fought at the end of the movie.
He wasn't that big. Riot, but
Riot was. I'm just saying. I think I would have preferred Riot as a Build-A-Figure than this. I mean, this is cool.
I think we might get him as a standalone.
I mean,
because for Let There Be Carnage, if they're doing the Fox stuff and the Sony stuff now, they're gonna have no problem doing more figures for.
I know, but I'm just saying, like this could have. I think this is. If they were going to do a big giant mold, I actually would have preferred a Deadpool movie Juggernaut or something like that. I mean,
I wouldn't rule that out. I think they'll do that with Colossus, and they'll probably do that as a $60 set.
But I'm just this is cool, but I have no emotional attachment to a Venomized Deadpool.
The people that play that video game do, which is probably kids, and that's who they're probably trying to sell that to.
Yeah, so this is just from the video game.
Yeah, this looks like a correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks like the same body as Strong Guy.
Half my Strong Guy's in storage, and I'm still short 2 figures. Those legs are not Strong
more
Guy's
bulky
legs.
than yeah, I was about to say it's way more bulky than Strong Guy.
It looks good. I like the texturing on there.
Again, it's cool, but there's no fiction context for this guy or anything.
And then,
but it's still cool.
Okay, yeah, you guys all need to order since so I can get that head.
So yeah, so this is the next goal for the HasLab Sentinel, and this is the Master Mold head, right?
Tri-Sentinel.
Tri-Sentinel. Okay. Oh yeah, I see now.
At the end of it was called, oh my god, Acts of Vengeance. At the end of the Acts of Vengeance crossover, Loki took 3 Sentinels and merged them all into one to become the Tri-Sentinel. And that's when Spider-Man got the Captain Universe powers to beat that Tri-Sentinel. Except it also should be having a total of 6 arms because it's 3 Sentinels put together.
Maybe that's the next
Master
tier.
Mold was tier 1. So yeah, since we last looked at this, you're getting a lot of stuff with the Sentinel. It almost to me looks like a better value than the Unicron, to be honest.
Probably take a self dive better.
Probably so. I mean, you're getting 2 regular Marvel Legends figures.
It's going to be easier to manipulate and easier to review and more fun to handle.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I still would have preferred to have either blast effects or even a third prime sentinel. To be honest,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they're not like taking blast effects from the Siege line, because it looks like they probably would just pour it into that hand really easily. Just like these that like come with Scorponok, or these that come with like Skylinks. I mean,
luckily you collect multiple lines.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will make a 3D printed adapter if they don't plug in right. But yeah, I put my order in for this guy today, and I am excited. And I just pray to God I have a place for him when he comes out.
He can live on your desk.
He'll sleep next to Kira.
How many Wolverines do you have? I mean, you can just take one of your spare Wolverines.
It's over 26 inches tall.
And then you can have you
just stand in the corner of the room.
Yeah,
because that's a piece of furniture at that point.
I'll put him at the foot of my bed and have him staring at me.
Now you can ride the HOV lane to your new job.
Which I start next Wednesday.
So. But yeah,
where are they at now on backers?
So they're very close. They're at 15,193 backers. I'm sure.
Oh no.
You know what? I was actually going to say we had gone the whole night without any internet problems.
I had an oopsie moment where I refreshed the wrong page. Yeah, no, they haven't gone up at all. So it's still 15,193. I hit F5 on the wrong page.
I'm going to tell you now, this Sentinel is going to be like Bitcoin. You buy it now, and then 2 days after it's released, this thing's going to be selling for like $600.
I'm surprised you didn't buy 2 of them.
I couldn't.
Sounds like a good investment.
It's not Tesla stock good, but still.
I mean, technically, if you were to buy 2 of them, you'd probably be able to, you're probably going to get one for free if you look at it that way.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. It's going to be
money to part ways with.
Yeah, it is, especially since you have to do it all up front, and you're not going to get it back until November of next year.
And then I look at 2 of them, and I'm like, okay, I'll put the head on this one, put the other head on that one. I'll be like, son of.
No, I think it's awesome. They're making this. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. For other lines, I think with Star Wars, I think all we can really expect is vehicles, and maybe like some large scale creatures. Like I would not be shocked. Yeah, exactly. If they did a 6-inch scale or 1/12 scale Rancor. But it's just yeah. It's just like with Marvel Legends and Transformers, I feel like the sky's more the limits.
I think this has probably been their fastest funded
Yeah, I'm willing to bet we're going to see more Marvel Legends stuff coming from HasLab. I think that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a MCU Quinjet.
I think Wingham just mentioned Rangers is a really nice.
Yeah.
You could do some of the higher end Zord style ones.
Yeah, do a Titanus.
No, I'm just talking about like higher end Zords, like just regular Zords. You know, like the stuff like for me, like I like Zeo. I like
if they did a Dragon Zord that was on par with what Soul Chigokin offers. Or not a Dragon Zord, a Thunder Megazord. Because I think that's like the fan favorite Megazord.
I think what they would do is they would just try to make a giant Zord like the giant Sentinel, and it would be all plastic.
I think people don't necessarily want giant Zords. I think they want high quality transforming Zords that are like show accurate. I think that was the allure of.
They're already going to be thinking you can buy that from Bandai, so they're going to do what they want to do.
You can buy it from Bandai, but the thing is, the Bandai stuff, it's like the playability isn't necessarily there, and also it's so many unnecessary accessories with. Well,
I agree with you, but I know what Hasbro would do. It's going to be
the Thunder Sword.
Go big.
Yeah,
the Legacy Thunder Zord is actually pretty Mac.
But they could do a Megazord better than Soul Chigokin. That's actually fun to mess with. That has better articulation.
Well, that's what they're doing that one actually. They are doing one. It's not going to be combinable, but it's going to be completely posable.
Yeah, I saw Ben's Collectibles reviewed that.
No, there's actually going to be a die-cast one for the Thunder.
See, I'm conflicted because I want it to be, I'd want it to come apart. I want to be able to form it up and.
Yeah, the Metal Power Thunder Megazord. You see, here's the problem. You aren't going to get combining and articulation together. Period. You can't.
I think third-party Transformers have shown me that anything's possible.
For under $500.
I think you can. I really think you can.
But this Metal Power Thunder Zord is exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, like if you think about it, the vehicle Voltron is a good example of an impossible combination under $500. Well under $500 that has the articulation and it's formed by tiny vehicles. I think that thing just showed me anything's possible.
Well, again, it also depends on the scale too.
Yeah, and I'd like them to create something that's about the size of the SOC Megazords.
I mean, you look at there's a Soul Chigokin for a figure called God Mars.
Yeah,
they're robots that transform into limbs. But if you're looking for something, again, HasLab it maybe, but you wouldn't see that in the major. We'll see. Never say never, Mr. Bond. You're right.
I think the Sentinels is just such a great move. I'm glad to see them, use HasLab as that venue. I'm really curious to see what the packaging is going to be like for this. Like for the Unicron, I'm just like, yep, throw it away. But Marvel Legends, doesn't have a Marvel Select equivalent, or I'm sorry, a Generation Select equivalent, I should say. And I feel like the packaging for the Sentinel is going to be like something special.
Oh yeah. But that's cool. I think that's a good spot to spot.
Fair enough. I just got to wonder, before we wrap up the show, Dave, what ultimately made you pull the trigger on this one?
I wanted it. I mean, I've been since it was announced. I wanted it, but I couldn't pull the trigger because I didn't have a job. I was gonna buy this thing, but I had to make sure I had a job first.
Fair enough.
I learned, listen, you got to have your priorities in life.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is why I kind of went on a slight spending spree today.
Me, I haven't pulled
No,
the
I
trigger
have not
to
been
see
drinking.
all that stuff that I was showing for the haul. All that stuff hit me. So it's either return it all, but I want it. And I probably wouldn't. I want the Sentinel, but I can live without it.
Yeah, that's how I am. I have a smattering of Marvel Legends, but it's just priorities. As cool as this would be to have, it's just,
I've actually said Marvel Legends has been a higher priority to me than Transformers these days.
Last for me.
It's true.
Joe, before we move away from this, is this something that you? I know you kind of get figures that are random and cool to you.
I do get random stuff, but this is not one of them.
Yeah,
I don't have anything against,
random.
I don't have anything against Marvel Legends. I don't have anything against X-Men. It's never been a big thing for me. I loved the X-Men cartoon, but it was just something that I never felt like I needed to collect the toys. But I will buy that Patrick Stewart from Logan.
Yeah, that does look awesome.
A 2-pack. I'll throw everything else away, or I'm going to sell everything else to Winston. Winston, be ready to buy that Wolverine because I'm not going to keep it, but I'm going to keep the old man Logan or the old man Patrick Stewart.
But who will push him in the chair?
I want a whole line of Patrick Stewart action figures, proper action figures.
Picard can push.
Oh yeah, you got Picard push him. That's a great idea. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap things up. Let's get some where you at. Starting off with Tired T-Man. T, for those that don't know how to use Google, where can people find you?
Right here. With my green screen that somebody's going to eventually take advantage of.
We can do that here through StreamYard, I think.
That we could.
Where can we find you, dude?
Right now, just here every week because I'm shut down on everything else until I get a house. And PlayStation Network at Trustarscreamer, even though I don't have any multiplayer games right now. Joe, how can we find you?
Same old thing. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me here every Thursday. And
my Instagram's quiet.
Yeah, I need to get back on. I've been kind of sporadic with the Instagrams. You know what I never did? I never took pictures of that Doomsday. I wanted to take some good pictures of Doomsday just beating the crap out of one of my Superman. So maybe I'll do that, and I'll put it on Instagram, and I'll put watermarks on it. Zero, how about you?
Well, you can find me. You can find me here every Thursday night with these or most of these fine gentlemen. 9:00 on the Figure Action channel. You can find me on Instagram as ExtraZero. You can find me on Twitter at the Original Zero, PlayStation Network and Xbox Live as ExtraZero. There's a space between Extra and Zero on Xbox, and on PlayStation. I've actually been playing a lot of Fall Guys. That's been it's a free game this month. I highly recommend everybody check it out. It's like a battle royale Mario Party, and I've been popping on that quite a bit. And you can find me in the Facebook groups as James Jordan. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. It's been great being here with y'all. It's been great having y'all, and we can't wait to see you all next week. Same Figure Action channel, same Figure Action time. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Peace.
Good night.
Good night.